So as everybody knows, this show is pretty anti-AI. Everything we do, by golly, is everything we do on the show is without AI.
That's why it's so
Like
terrible.
our theme song, yeah, exactly. Because if an AI were involved, that means it stole from somebody else, and it would be good. But
instead, it's just us.
yeah, so what people don't know is that AI is already integrated into a lot of our lives. Alexas, for instance,
Yep.
any kind of vocal commands. Voice to text is another one. And AI is very rampant and dangerous and can get you into a lot of trouble. And I'd like to share you an anecdote I have from my mother.
Oh, no.
So my mother messaged me. I won't say what she does or the full names of people, but she messaged me because her boss emailed her going, "Hey, I want to talk about that email you just sent me." This email reads, and I quote, "Is you're an asshole who won't stop writing my motherfucking ass, next stop writing my ass. Brad may have told you what happened. I had entered this as a sample documentary attached to the Andrews portion of this complaint." So she sent an email using voice to text, but got her road rage in the process.
Why? Okay, look, I understand that people are busy. And I do understand that people like voice to text or text while driving, and at least voice to text is marginally better. I would never fucking send an email while driving a car. I would be so concerned that it comes out like that, to be honest.
I mean, on the one hand, we kind of grew up with this, so we already have kind of a distrust for it. But I don't think she meant to send the email through complete voice to text. I think that maybe it was saved in her drafts or something, and then voice to text was like, okay, and just decided to do whatever. Which also goes into what I'm saying about we can't trust AI with this shit.
Oh, God, no. No, it just decides when it's... I mean, it's always listening, but it just decides when it's like, all right, I've misheard a command. Let's go.
Yeah, it's always listening. It's always listening. And they say it's not recording, but it is listening for key phrases for when you activate it. So it is always listening.
Yeah, I got into a big conversation with my siblings one time about this, and my brother was like, fuck that, I don't give a shit. He's like, if they want to hear my kids scream while I play video games, I don't care. It's like, valid point, but also, at least you're acknowledging that it's happening.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the problem. Because, like, you know, I have a camera in my house, and, like, I don't care if people see my dick. But it's not that they're seeing your dick. It's that they are selling your information to people for a lot of money that I'm not getting.
Like how big your dick is. There's a whole website titled "How Big Is Gamish's Dick?"
That's the part that people should be mad about is how much money they're losing on their own information.
Yeah, there's a business that went on, I think, Shark Tank, where their whole thing was that every time somebody sells your information, you make, X amount of pennies, dimes, whatever from it. So that instead of you just ambiently being profited off of, you can at least, because it's going to happen anyway, but so you can at least participate in the profiting off of your shit. So you get a cut.
Yeah, Brittany recently set up one of the Casa cameras in her parents' house with their so that they can see the house when they're gone or something. And apparently her dad keeps putting the camera on private because he thought that she would watch him and her mom argue because she's always watching the camera.
No.
It's like, no.
You got to explain to him that AI is watching and it is listening to you argue and then sending you targeted ads related to your argument.
I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I do know that the thing has like an SD card. So like it is saving to local storage. So there's a chance it isn't selling your information, but still.
Yeah. I mean, most things are selling your information, so it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home, the only podcast where we continually learn that Rachel is musically illiterate. I'm on-brand Rachel.
And this is my co-host, on-brand Rachel.
And this is my
Oh, wait.
co-host, on-brand Gamage.
I thought we were going to do mine from now on.
What?
Each week we spin a wheel to decide the genre of next week's podcast. And last week we spun it good. And for the third time in a row, it ended up on comedy. Wait, no, that's not true. It's second time in a row. The first time was wild card, and we decided to phone it in with comedy. So third time phoning it in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't know how much prep you did, Rachel, but I did as much prep as I did last week.
I thought we were talking about music this week.
No, we're doing comedy.
What? You said specifically to look up as much music because we were putting in our music guesses for the year because you said it would be posted exactly halfway through the year.
I mean, yeah, but it's how do you make that into a comedy? We're gonna talk about music.
I don't know. That's why I messaged you and asked what you wanted to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not get back to you in a timely fucking fashion?
You've done this 2 weeks in a row, and I get it.
And I'm gonna keep doing it.
And I get
until
it. So do you want me to just decide? Because that's fine. I'll do it, but you also keep leaving before we've decided. At the end of our show, we normally talk about what we're doing the next week. Bullshit. You're like the boy that cried wolf. You can't be like it was an accident after 67 on purposes.
I have on record last week several times me saying, hurry the fuck up. I need to go. I have to go. I need to leave this place. And you were like, derp, I'm going to talk about whatever. So I just
You know what's so funny
ghosted you.
Is I'm sure you have that on record. I have zero recollection of you saying any of those things.
Well, that's because you're cutting in and out.
I could hear you. You just couldn't hear me.
Yeah, we're doing comedy this week. So we're definitely doing comedy. We'll, of course, talk about some music as we plan to because we're halfway through the year, so we decided to take a look at our yearly picks and see where we're at currently and if we're going to be at the same place at the end of the year. And I could tell you there's already an upset.
Dude, yeah.
Like, I'll start...
2025 is wild.
It is, yeah. I'll start with my rock pick. I didn't write down any of... Like, I only wrote down a couple.
I have so much shit.
I'll start out with rock because I said last week. So my top rock album, I was hoping it was going to be Sleep Token. It wasn't. Sleep Token album kind of sucked. But then I listened to Skeleton by Ghost, and it turned me from liking Ghost and being like, yeah, I liked a couple of their songs, to being a diehard fan. And the entire album is just like 80s power ballads. Like, you could replace the Transformers the movie soundtrack with Ghost Skeleton and you probably wouldn't even skip a beat. That's the original Transformers movie, Rachel, not the Michael Bay one.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I think both could be replaced with it, but all right.
You know, you're right.
I don't see why we need to limit ourselves to the original versus the Michael Bay ones.
So, I mean, I'll tell you the albums and I'll tell you the 3 songs that fucking I love. For me, on Ghost, Skeleton's an incredible album, first of all. It's all good, but the 3 songs that I find myself replaying is Peacefield, Missilia Amori, and Umbra. Like I said, all power ballads from the 80s. It's all good. I will say, though, that last week I said I don't see this being topped, but that already might have happened. Moonwalker, Is This the World You Wanted came out, and I've never seen a more relevant album come out in my life. It's so topical to all of our situations, and as things worsen, it's becoming more and more of my anthem for the revolution. So, I mean, we'll see how I feel by the end of the year. I'm only on the 11th listen so far, so, I mean, it's anybody's game.
So we could go so many ways.
I mean, listen to, off that album, this is not my top rock album. Listen to Is This the World You Wanted, Revisionist History Blues, and The World's Smallest Man. I wonder who that song is about. But the entire album is a bunch of anti-corporate, stand up with your brothers in arms, fight the people that call themselves God and the religions and all that shit. It's an incredible album. And it's already it came out 2 days after we were recording last week. It came out like Friday, and I've only had the weekend to listen to it, and I'm already like, I don't know, man. Ghost might be overturned.
And you're already on your 11th listen.
I mean, I'm already kind of biased because I've been getting like weirdly uncharacteristically patriotic lately with like everything going on, you know?
Like in the good way or the bad way?
I mean, kind of in
Sorry.
a bad way.
Patriotic
But-
or nationalistic?
What even is the difference? I don't know.
Well, okay, so like nationalism is like my country is always right. My country is
Oh,
my
no,
country.
definitely.
Yeah. I was like, I think you mean patriotic.
I did say
No,
patriotic.
you did. I asked the question as a joke, and then you waffled, and I was like, you definitely mean the first one.
But like, yeah, it's funny because last week we were talking about where we were at California revolution-wise, and we were like saying like, let's see if anything happens, and then a lot happens immediately after recording.
Dude, so much shit in the past week. It's fucking crazy.
Hours after recording, our senator got detained for asking a question.
Yeah.
While the Secretary of Homeland Security gives a "we will cut the tumors out" speech. Sorry, no, the direct quote is something like, we're here to liberate the city from socialist and burdensome leadership that this governor and that this mayor have placed on this country, which is like fucking treason talk, first of all.
Yeah.
We elected those people. Fuck off.
It's also wild because LA's a sanctuary city. So, like, they're not, you can't, A, you're not supposed to be there in the first place. And then B, there's the whole problem of the president is not supposed to call the National Guard. That's only supposed to be the governor.
Then it was hilarious to watch the congressional hearing that took place after. Like, they were tearing into them about the whole Senator Padilla, I think his name is, Padilla getting detained. And that was just a circus. Then the Minnesota lawmaker, Melissa Hortman, was assassinated, not killed, assassinated by some psychopath impersonating police. He had like a list of like a bunch of lawmakers' names, all Democratic. That's funny.
Do you want to know some wild shit that happened in Seattle? So right before the No Kings protest that happened on the 14th a couple days ago.
Yes.
Somebody posted a Craigslist ad that was like, if you show up to the protest, and then they asked people to wear, what's it called? Like provocative garb. And then be like super rowdy. And they're like, and if you get a video of the police detaining you for no reason, you know, like we'll pay you $500 for the day, something. But it just like wild ass shit. That's
I saw that. Yeah.
The quantity of bullshit that is happening with like people trying to stretch that like protesters are really just full of shit and they don't actually care is so wild.
Yeah, like that was a fake ad posted to be like, see, they're paying people to be there. And it's like, do the math.
Like, you guys aren't even this good at espionage, y'all.
It's bonkers. Oh, that was from a few years ago. It's just being reposted.
No, they're like literally it probably has been used before, but it was like recently posted on Craigslist for Seattle, like for this protest. Yeah. I imagine, yes, it is being reused. I just mean like it occurred.
Yeah, I mean that narrative is used a bunch where it's just like they're all paid protesters, and it's just like, but who's paying them?
Yeah, I mean like who's like I'm gonna give all these people $500 to go protest. And if anything, that just means one very rich person has interests.
But I mean, it doesn't help that I've been reading Dungeon Crawler Carl a lot.
I can't wait to start that.
It's also kind of radicalizing me. It's Dungeon Crawler Carl is the book I've always been trying to write, but I never will. Like, there's a lot of elements in there where I'm like, I tried this, I tried that. But Matt Dinniman is a fucking artiste. It's easily my favorite book series now. It's not even close. Like, sure, it's talking cats with laser eyes and dinosaur porn and other things, but it's also like an epic tale of revolution and like the persistence of humanity.
I love
like
that.
if number eight, because like there's going to be like 10 or 11 books altogether, but if the 8th book comes out this year, it's already my favorite book of the year. But the evolution of like the line, because it keeps coming back to Carl saying, "You will not break me." Like the evolution of that line and like everything is like a saga all on its own. Have you not read it at all yet?
No, I haven't started it. I actually totally forgot that it was on my list of things that I needed to read, and I started Count of Monte Cristo, and now I'm like, God damn it. Because Count of Monte Cristo is so long.
It's so fucking long.
It's so
but also,
long. It's really
Dungeon
good
Crawler
so
Carl
far.
is too. Like I make sure to wait only till I'm working to listen to it. Otherwise, I'd do it all in a weekend, and I'd be really sad about it. But
Oh, so it's like
I'm only
short
on.
listen?
No, it's not. It is not. It's like each book is like 12 to 30 hours long, depending on
Oh,
the book.
damn. I really like that. That's Dune's
Yeah,
like that, and I'm a big fan.
they're pretty long, and really the audiobook is the way to go on Audible because it's got Jeff Hayes doing
Ooh.
the reading of it, and he is the best book reader I've ever heard in my life. Like he does the voices of everybody's, and like all of the characters are their very own voices. I can't imagine them being anything else. Like he does the girl voices very well. Each character has like uniqueness to it. He's really good at doing accents. I love it, and I want more of it, please. I know that they're making an animated series in the near future, and if he's not doing all of the voices, I will riot.
Like, fuck this. I have such an appreciation, especially since starting to listen to audiobooks more, for people that can actually, because there's like, you'll listen to an audiobook and you're like, okay, I can tell which character is which character. But some people, like, it is a fucking art form where you're like, you have a completely different, like, vibe, cadence, personality, tone as you read this other person. And it's so fucking cool.
It's definitely impressive, and I highly recommend it. Like, I remember seeing something on the D&D subreddit about like somebody's like, I have like these average stats, like what, like these, like all of these are the same attribute point. What should I play as? And somebody said, how about a magic missile shooting cat? And then somebody's just like said, God damn it, donut. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I dived into that rabbit hole, and it was
And here you
a
are.
a very comfortable rabbit hole, I gotta say. It had Cheez-Its, it had pillows, it was amazing. I'm still in there. I'm still in that rabbit hole.
Extremely
I'm a rabbit
profitable
now.
rabbit hole. Well, we have been talking about Gamage's rabbit hole, so.
But if you don't know, because this is a free ad now, is that the book is kind of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in that there's a corporation that owns Earth and it's cashing in on its investments, and humans aren't aware of it at all. And all humans that aren't inside any building or vehicle for some reason are spared because all of like the buildings and cars just flatten into the earth. And like those humans are can decide if they want to dive into the dungeon, and it becomes like a fight for survival in like a through the dungeon, like in like an IRL D&D adventure for the amusement of the galaxy. Like they get stats and levels and all that. It is incredible.
Oh, that's fucking
But
cool.
a motif that's common throughout all of them is like the bubbling of revolution underneath. Because at this point, humans are like extinct because nobody's expected to live because nobody lives past floor 11 and there's like 18 altogether. So like Carl like starts out kind of not defeated, but definitely like pessimistic about it. Like, I don't see this ending well, but like it's going on, and it's like it kind of changes. And Princess Donut is like the best written character I've ever seen in my life.
Is that the cat?
It's a cat. It's a talking cat who shoots lasers out of her eyes. She's incredible. I love her.
You're like, I will die on this hill for her.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite rock album you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do. Dude, okay, while I like deep dove into some different genres because I was like, a lot of the music that I listened to this year, I don't feel like came out this year. But I was like, I feel like there's a lot of artists there's a lot of wild ass artists that have like been dormant for so fucking long that have released music this year. It's fucking wild. Do you know Jethro Tull released a new album?
Jethro Tull's still making music?
I didn't even know they were alive, Gamish. I
That's
was
incredible.
like, what the fuck? And it's good. The whole album? It's pretty fucking good. I was stunned.
Is it still like prog rock, or like did they try to do any kind of like new age
No,
kind of thing? Like,
it's definitely still like their original style. Like you're gonna listen to it and then be like, ah, yes, this is Jethro Tull, like through and through. So it's like it
About
hasn't really taken like new age music evolution to it, but it's still good. I wasn't
yeah.
upset about
Oh,
it.
that's
It's not my
awesome.
favorite pick of the year or of my like guest pick of the year so far, but it was good.
Yeah.
I was impressed. Another mention that I'll give. Have you listened to Blonde Shell?
Yeah. I know Blonde Shell.
I had not discovered her prior to this week, and I was like actually like pretty fucking impressed. I thought she had some really interesting good vibes, and she's unfortunately stuck in that like alt indie rock genre logo. But if you ask for a picture, it was a really good album. Highly recommend.
I didn't know they
Um,
just released an album this year.
yeah, no, it's really good. I liked it a lot.
The
But
last one I remember is she had that album that had the song Veronica Mars on it.
oh, is that why you started listening to her?
I mean, that's not entirely the reason, but
You're like, but it's a lot of the reason.
it's a good amount of the reason.
No, she released an album on May 2nd, so like not that long ago, called If You
Fuck.
Asked for a Picture, and it's quite good.
Is that is there a genre attached to that you want attached to it or what?
Well, I mean it's like indie rock.
You don't have to. Like I'm doing I can do my own thing.
It's like an indie rock sort of a like that's I don't think like she's not being pigeonholed by being called alt indie. Like I think she truly
Yeah.
falls into that category. Indie rock
I mean,
is
I
where I'm
definitely
gonna leave
have
it.
I definitely have like a catch-all kind of category. Like it's folk, country, soft rock, indie kind of category, which is where I put the Ting Tings for now.
Mhm.
But I see that changing too. I already said that's my least. That's the one most likely to change.
Yeah, the least
Uh,
locked in.
my favorite pop, dance,
Wait, hold on.
electronica.
I'm not even done with rock,
Okay,
man.
okay,
I'm
man,
just talking
go.
about a couple
Fucking
of the top.
pinch the loaf.
You can't talk about fucking Dungeon Crawler
I know
Carl
that's
for
true.
15 minutes and not let
I
me
didn't
say
mean
three
to.
things about a rock album. I support it. I support it, but I actually did my homework to try to bring a Gamage
Okay.
level vibe of concentration to talking
Yeah.
about music. No, if you ask for a picture is really good. Like a lot of the songs I feel like are about I guess like it almost sounds like she's like talking to her parents. So I'm guessing like that's what the tone of it is cuz a lot of it's like
hmm
you ditched me and now I'm like doing fucked up things with my life and that's your fault kind of. But it's a good album. No, one of them's like 16 sucking dick in a bathroom and you're like, "Oh." And she's like, "What's fair is fair." I was like, "Damn, all right." Okay.
That's
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, okay, we're mad." But no, I think my current and it's sort of like emo punk rock-ish is going to be have you ever heard of Magnolia Park?
no, I have not.
Oh, I discovered them recently and they have kind of like a My Chemical Romance vibe to it where it's like some real good sort of like punk rock music, but then they'll get into like screamo sort of heavier like metal vibes here and there.
Careful. Depending on who you say that to, they get really upset about it for some weird ass reason. Not me. I'm not that person.
I
I
don't even
welcome.
know what you're saying they would be upset about.
No, because there's a lot of people. I mean, the punk rock portion of that, where like they, I think punk fans get the most snobbish about their music. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, you can have your preference. It's fine, but like more punk fans that I've met are definitely more upset about other things calling themselves punk. Like I remember there was the whole post pop punk like Blink-182 where a lot of them are like that's not real punk and it's like you're right, but what else do you want to call this? It's not rock and roll. It's more
Yeah,
punky, but
well, yeah, it's that like that punk rock pop punk sort of melding of
pop rock
genres.
pop peep pop
Yeah, no, fuck. I don't understand when people get all grumpy about punk music because I'm like, the whole point of punk is to not be a fucking asshole. So you're already irrelevant. Goodbye.
Yeah, the whole thing about punk is going against the grain and like doing your own thing and being not anti-corporate, but definitely like anti-establishment.
Yeah.
So like making your own thing and saying whatever is kind of already like that. I will say that Blink-182 probably doesn't fit into that category because they're definitely like with the label and doing the label stuff. And I don't want to call them sellouts, but you know, take what you will.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with that.
What's the next genre on our list?
Pop electronic dance. Unless you want to cover your country indie folk one,
Oh,
whatever.
fuck
Or you
yeah.
already did, didn't you?
No,
Okay, do it.
I talked about rock. Okay. I'm gonna give a couple special mentions because
Yeah.
I'm gonna give 3 special mentions, and then I'm gonna tell you my album of the year that I do not think is gonna change. My rock one, totally up for debate. This one, I don't think is gonna shift. My
Yeah.
special mentions are Esther Rose. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's got, I don't know, it's just like not the same old, like the like modern tone of country right now where it's like, I literally listened to a song today where a dude was like, "You gotta love her like a Chevy" by I think Morgan Wallen, and I was like, I can't listen to
I
this
mean,
anymore.
we've talked extensively about modern country and the issues it has.
Yes. Anyway,
And
she's
like
not that.
I think that's why folk is like folk and bluegrass are very popular now because like that's what people want from
Yep.
country. But country's currently making like hip hop but for
Shittier.
super white rural people.
Um, well, anyways, I like Esther Rose because she is a more modern sort of country style, but not in the shitty way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So she's good. She had an album that came out this year. I didn't write down the name, so I have to look it up. But I'm gonna talk about my next pick while I'm in the process. Did you know
Sure.
The Devil Makes Three came out with another album?
I mean, they've been around and they're still around and they're still doing whatever.
I know, but I feel like they haven't put out anything in a bit. Like it's been
You're
it's been
probably right.
since
I didn't
like
know
2018 or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know that they released something recently. I've never really been a huge fan of You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three. I don't think there's anything. I don't think I have anything against the music, but like everybody I've met that likes them, I did not like that person. So like it's a bad association.
Is
Like when you get a migraine when somebody's making scrambled eggs, and therefore every time you smell scrambled eggs, you get like a tinge in the back of your head. That's You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three to me.
is You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three the same as just The Devil Makes Three?
Isn't it You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three?
No, they're just called The Devil Makes Three, but I don't know if there's. I can't imagine. I mean, I can imagine that there is a band named that, but I don't know. It's very possible that we're talking about the same people.
There is saying they says you, and I don't know what that means. Fact checker.
Okay, the band is just The Devil Makes Three.
Yeah, You and Me and the Devil Makes Three is a song by Marilyn Manson.
Okay, got it.
But the original saying is like You and Me and the Devil Makes
Yeah.
Three, which is why I think I've always gone there. But it is
Yeah,
Devil
fair
Makes
enough.
Three.
Anyway, this album's very like, I mean, it's locked into that same Americana sort of sound, but it's about, I think he like lost multiple people in his life. I want to say I read something about it's like a childhood friend, his mom, and his brother, all in like a really short period of time. But you can definitely feel that in the album because it's definitely like dealing with a lot of grief and like what life and death is like, and that the like reflection that comes with those experiences. But it's a good album. My other honorable mention, did you know fucking Ringo Starr put out a country album?
Yes, I did.
He's another person that I'm like, I didn't even know you were still doing things. And he does it with multiple people. It's like Billy Strings, I think Lucius is the other one that I recognized. But it just sounds like the Beatles with a little bit of country folk influence.
Do you have like 5 honorable mentions for every category?
No,
Or, like,
just for a couple.
was that the couple we just did? Because that was the 2 genres.
What? Yeah, those are my probably. I think the only other one that I have stuff that I could talk about would be like hip hop.
All right.
No, I guess that's not true. We don't have to go through all of them. I just
I mean,
wanted to
that'd
be
be-
prepared because normally you have much to say.
I don't want to
about
be
music.
rude, but that sucks.
I was just trying to match your energy with music this week.
No, I get it, but like I was definitely like just dropping like here's the rankings, and then I'm gonna.
Oh,
revisit
then that's
it
fine.
later.
Then we can just do the rankings, and I'll just
I
pick
know.
my
I mean,
top
if you
for
want
each
to,
one.
gush music, that's fine. Because
Um,
like, I have a lot of people in mind for my pop, but like I'm done with one, and that's the only one I was gonna talk about.
Okay. No, I can just do my top rankings, then we can move on to something else.
I mean, I could definitely say that like it at this point, it is anybody's ball game. Like, there's a bunch of people who who have since released singles, which means an
Yeah,
album
they're
might be on
flirting.
the rise. So, like, the balls in your court, Madeline, MA, Purple Disco Machine, like, fucking wow me. You're here for me.
You know, the other day when you were like, I didn't know Miley Cyrus and Rebecca Black would be competing for some of my top music of 2025. Lana Del
Yeah.
Rey's also back with like a new album that she just teased like a song or two for.
Oh,
But it
really?
just made me laugh that I was like, I feel like we're in a revival period.
We definitely are.
It's
What is
fucking
it called?
awesome. I'm okay with it.
No, it's called recession pop is what people are calling it.
Ah, I
Like,
like that.
where pop, like, the last time pop music was this good was during the recession, and
Yeah,
well,
and we're back.
we're kind of in that now.
No, my final pick for country is, have you ever listened to Julian
Final
Baker?
pick. Fucking how many you got?
No, this is my top pick for country that I do not think is going to change at all this year.
But you fucking littered the road like we're playing Candyland.
I've told you I'm not going to repeat
We're
myself.
going to see King Candy, but here's the gumdrop forest and the I don't know any other things.
I'm saying it one more time and I'm not repeating it. I was trying to bring your energy so I had multiple things to talk about with each one so that I wasn't like, if you were fucking ready with a whole brigade of songs, I would have some backup.
This whole thing was like, it was going to be comedy episode, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's my top rock, pop,
I know,
hip-hop,
I'm
whatever.
pivoting, but we have stopped talking about music since we said we were pivoting. My top pick for country that I do not think is going to change this year. Have you listened to Julian Baker?
That one has been recommended to me, but I haven't listened to it yet.
You fucking should. She just posted an album called Send a Prayer My Way. It is so fucking good. There's whenever you listen to it, if you could tell me like what it sounds like to you, because there's a song in my head that when I'm listening to it, I'm like, this sounds so wildly similar to this, and I haven't been able to think of it yet. So I'll tell you when I can. But holy crap, it's just really good.
There is a band. It's a folk kind of country band. That's actually my recommendation for this week. So I'll say it at the end. But like, this band has hit me in a way that I didn't know could be hit. And I'm like, if they release an album this year, that'll be my top country folk of the year. But I'll get to them.
Okay.
Let's like moving on. Pop, electronica, dance.
Well, what's your top?
My top one. I mean, I have a bunch, but I won't talk about them because I'm a gentle deity. My top one, I've already talked to you about it, is Mo. Spelled M-O, but with the O has the slash through it. It's because she's Danish. She released Playgirl, spelled, but instead of the A, it's an A-E, like the ether symbol. Man, she's weird. But this album is like, I've been listening to it every fucking day. It's incredible. It's great pop electronica album. What do you want?
Yeah, it is really quite good.
You've been listening to it?
Mm-hmm.
My favorites are definitely probably in the order Keep Moving, Who Said, and Vile Child. It's actually pronounced Wild Child, but whatever. And that's it. There's others that are competing, but I don't see it happening. Rachel.
I don't know. Pop for me, I think, is going to change. I think there's a lot of like really good albums that have come out so far this year.
I agree. Like, there's so many, and like, I mean, I already talked about the Rebecca Black album, the Miley Cyrus album. Dragonette is back, but with the Knox, and they released a new album, and it's incredible.
That was also really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a really big fan of Dragonette. Also, the Marina.
I've been listening to Dragonette since they were still a band, because now it's just the singer now, and she's doing collabs with the Knox. And you're right, Marina's album is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, Je ne sais quoi and Cantissimo, fantastic.
Cantissimo, I actually really like Cupid's Arrow. I think her lyrics are awful.
Yeah, awful. They're not great. But most of the time they're not great. There's a couple songs that are like, they hit a little deeper, but they're still not like, I don't feel moved. I'm just enjoying them.
I definitely find myself like having Cantissimo stuck in my head. I'm like, that song is so catchy, but God, it's garbage.
God, it's silly.
What are the line? Do people still say YOLO? Is like unironically in there. Like, come on. But I think my favorite song off the Marina album is the "I Heart You" or "I parentheses starter 3 you." It's a fun disco song.
I love your. I also listened to Madeline, which is another one that you suggested. I really, really liked her.
Yeah.
Like it. The second the song started, I was like, oh, I'm sold.
She's special. Like her and MA, those are the two that I'm like, I can see them having a Chapel Roan rise in the near future. Madeline is so fucking talented and good. All of her songs are diverse. And like I've been listening to them nonstop. They're all jams. And like she's released like 3 or 4 singles just this year alone. So it's like an album's on the way, right? If that comes out, that's probably gonna top my pop, honestly, because it's real good.
What are we calling Miley Cyrus's album? Like, what genre are we sticking that in?
I mean, I'd still stick it with like pop, dance, electronica because it kind of is, but there is a lot of like 80s and disco-y stuff to it.
Yeah, that's kind of, I was like, and she uses some rock influence, but I was like, I feel like she has had significantly more sort of rock-based albums previously than this one. This one still sticks to that, I don't know, you already said it, the like 80s sort of.
Yeah, it's great.
Vibe. I think currently for me, her album is my top pop album. I really don't expect that to stay, but I really, really liked that album.
I had a whole week where I was listening to it nonstop. Like, I can't see this being top. But then, like I was trying to say earlier, but I got way off track. I know it's me, but like
you're like
every
I know.
time I listen to Playgirl, I'll get like Who Said or Keep Moving, and I'm like, this is the hypest shit. And it like pumps my blood up. This is what I want from music, and that's why I keep coming back to it.
Did you recommend Pink Panthers to me?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Did you know that she released a new album?
Yeah, I was talking about that a couple episodes ago. I forget what artist you were recommending, but I came back to you with that recommendation. I'm like, this artist reminds me of Pink Panthers, where like I love the music, but the vocals are kind of a little too high-pitched for me.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Let's see. The one that you did was, I don't remember. I don't have it.
It's okay. I know what to which we refer, and somebody else who pays more attention to us can go back and think about it, and I don't care.
If they want, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That album was really good too. I just don't like the vocals.
Speaking of albums that were released this year, did you see that Bon Iver released an album and it is a wildly new flavor from other Bon Iver music?
No.
It's like Bon Iver, Bon Iver, whatever the fuck the pronunciation is, but
I don't know it.
With like an R&B sort of poppy kind of like much more bright mood than I have ever heard his music be before. It's kind of what like it, I still feel like I'm listening to Bon Iver, and it's just not bad. Like I don't think it's groundbreaking or anything, but I was just kind of stunned that it was so wildly different from his previous music that he's put out.
Who the fuck is Bon Iver? I've never heard of this person.
You definitely have. I promise you.
Probably haven't. Let me just quickly fucking put this top song in my head real quick.
For which genre?
No, man, I've never heard this. I mean, I might have, and it just like
no, not the new album.
I
will send you a Bon Iver song that I guarantee you've heard before.
I went in and I played the top played one, Rosalind, which is from the Twilight Saga, by the way. Nope, never heard of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that's his most famous song, which is funny.
It is on YouTube. It's got like 200 million listens. I don't know. But
listen to Skinny Love, because that's the one that I feel like is the most famous.
Skinny Love.
Skinny Love.
Oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I was like, I don't want to listen to more Bon Iver, but this new sounds neato. I just like bounced around to a couple songs and then was like, I'm done with this. I was just appalled that he put out something that sounded different than Skinny Love.
I mean, I'm fine with that because I don't like Skinny Love. So, I mean,
there you go. It's different.
Sky's the limit, man. Keep going.
There's only, you can only go up.
Yeah. Are you ready to talk hip hop?
Fuck yeah.
I think we might have the same pick for hip hop.
You think so?
I think so.
Let's test it out.
My favorite hip hop album so far of the year that I find hard to top is Lotus by Little Sims.
Yup.
That was yours too?
Yep.
It's so fucking good
It's
though.
so good. It's so like, all right, so Lotus by Little Sims is like, I like starred a couple different albums of like my, top picks or whatever, but just like, I love her, all of her albums, everything that I've ever heard from her. I'm like, this is so fantastic. And I recently learned what some of her style is called. It's industrial hip hop. Because I'm like, it's that like grungy sort of a sound. And I didn't know that it had a name until doing this. But her
because a lot of the songs have like a lot of rock elements to it. Like when you first put the album on and Thief comes on, it's like, whoa, this is heavier than it needed to be, and I'm happy for it.
And it's so fucking good. And I just like that album is so thoughtful and has so much emphasis on like the complex experiences that we have in life as you like move through the timeline of your life. It's so good.
Blood, I cannot stop re-listening to Blood. It's such an interesting song of like this kind of sibling back and forth on a phone call that's still hip hop, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's like touching and like a little bit catty. It's incredible. Fantastic. I don't see this one getting topped. It's gonna be hard.
It might.
That's how I knew you were going to pick this, is because you're the one that recommended Little Sims, and I'm like, this is the best hip-hop I've heard in a long time.
It's so good.
On the other hand, JVB just released a single with JPEG Mafia, so who knows what that means.
We'll find out.
JPEG Mafia released an album with Flume, and it's hilarious. I recommend it. It's
okay.
Yeah, watch the I think it's called Track 1, but like watch the music video for it. It's fucking weird. It's got like a naked clown vagina in it.
I love that.
But like they do another song called like The Ocean is Fake, and it's like this really like this JPEG Mafia is doing like this good rap to like this like about a tumultuous relationship, and like the climax is like, bitch, the ocean is fake, and like you could just hear Flume laughing in the background. It's an incredible song. It's not on my list though.
I love bitch, the ocean is fake.
It's good. It's good.
Fuck yeah.
Well, hip hop was a fast one.
Do you know who Pink Sifu is?
Pink Sifu?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They came out with an album, Black Antique. It's like quite good. It's also got kind of that grungy industrial hip hop vibe. But that would be like my secondary recommendation. At no point will it be passing Little Sims, but it was quite good.
I enjoyed it. I've seen this album on Album of the Year, which I don't recommend, by the way. Album of the Year is a good place to discover new music, but it's like if the artist is even a little bit mainstream, it gets fucking downvoted to oblivion. But meanwhile, fucking Swans Birthing is like a must listen to album. Fuck you guys.
Are you
because they all want to be avant-garde. Sorry, what were you saying?
Everybody wants to be cool. Do you like Mac Miller at all when he was live?
No.
So this probably means less to you then, but they've released like 2 albums post him dying, and they just released another one called Balloonerism, but it's kind of like a funky, sort of odd, offbeat, like a little bit psychedelic style. Like it's just interesting sort of a sound. But I thought it was interesting that Mac Miller's been dead for 2 years and just released a new album in 2025.
That happens more often than you'd think. Like there's a lot of unreleased music from artists that like when they die, all of their assets go to their next of kin or whatever, and then they're like try to cash out on like what's unreleased because it doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, I wasn't super surprised. It was just interesting that it was from 2014.
Top album is still Mayhem for me, man.
It's so good. Did you see? Oh God, I'm gonna butcher this.
Mayhem.
Abracadabra just did a remix with somebody that she sings another song with. On that album,
yes, I forget. Oh, Abracadabra is like an official song on Beat Saber now.
Oh, it's Gesaffelstein remix.
Yeah,
it's
Gesaffelstein Gesaffelstein aided with Killa too, which
Yeah.
is like maybe my favorite. I mean, no matter what, I think the best song on that album is not even up for debate. It's Vanish Into You.
Oh, that was my top song for the album too.
It's cuz
It's
man,
just so good.
because like every time I listen to it, I'm like, this is a masterpiece. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like my number one, it's not my favorite song, but like, I can't help but go, it's the best. It's like Studio Ghibli movies. Like, Princess Mononoke is my favorite. But I do agree that Spirited Away is a masterpiece and easily the best one in the library.
Yeah.
But I mean, the song has like a lot of layers to it. And like, my favorite thing is that it's interpreted so many different ways. Like, a lot of people like say it's about unrequited love or breakup, as in like you're wanting to surrender yourself completely to somebody. But then I watched her at Lollapalooza, the performance, and she gave off like a feeling of the song that it felt like she kind of wanted to vanish into the crowd and return to someone free from the spotlight. And all of those have merit, but like I like a different theory that could include the other meanings, but like is subject to interpretation. I get the feeling from Vanish Into You is loving someone with Alzheimer's.
Ooh,
because
shit.
lots of people have pointed out references of Tony Bennett in the song, including the names of songs, like different like lines are like names of his songs. But then also like the line, "It was cold in the summertime," which is when he passed. He died in the summer.
Yeah.
But like she was good friends with Tony Bennett, who had Alzheimer's. And there's a famous clip of him performing, and Lady Gaga comes out and says like, "Hey, Tony," and his face lights up and he goes, "Wow, it's Lady Gaga." And like you could see her emotion. She's trying to contain her excitement because that was like the first time in a long time that he recognized her. It's a great clip. I recommend watching it. But she talked about it in an interview, and it was like incredibly touching. But like, so I kind of get the feeling that the song has like a bunch of different meanings to it, and I like the one where it's about losing someone to Alzheimer's. Maybe not necessarily Tony Bennett, as they weren't lovers as far as I know. But there's like the persistent line that grabs me. It's like the "saw your face in mine in a picture by our bedside," and she says that line a bunch. But like the last time she says it, it's "saw your face in mine in a picture by my bedside." So like it elicits like a feeling of loss, and it changed the song entirely for me. I went from like, oh wow, this is a well written bop, to like, this is a great sad piece of perfection, and I get emotional every time the song comes on.
I'm gonna have to listen to it after we're done with that
Yeah.
theory, because I really like the concept of that. Even if that's not the inspiration for the song, that's just like really cool that it at least touches on that enough that it possibly has that representation in it.
Yeah, because like there were different interpretations. Because I took that one the first time the first 100 times I listened to it, I did get that unrequited feeling, like loss of a relationship. But then like I was watching the Lollapalooza one, and like the way she was like interacting with the audience, like she was walking among them, and she like kept saying like "vanish into you" and like kind of like gestured to the crowd. I'm like, this makes the song feel different. So that's when I looked it up and like found a bunch of people saying like there's a lot of Tony Bennett references in here. And I remember that interview and I'm like, oh shit. And then I listened to the song again. I'm like, I'm getting a completely different vibe now.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mayhem just keeps giving and giving and giving.
I know, right?
Mayhem giveth, and she do not taketh away. She only giveth.
I still keep replaying Killa and Shadow of a Man, Zombie Boy, Love Drug. Love Drug was like a lesser favorite of mine, but it's like climbing the ranks. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, it's growing on you.
I mean, it was always grown on me, but now it's like growing higher.
Yes, it's growing.
And honestly, it's like moss. It's moss climbing. I don't know, but the Bruno Mars song, the "Die with a Smile," I wasn't harsh with it, but I was definitely too disinterested.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first couple times, I'm like, it's Bruno Mars. But like the more I listen to it, it comes on the radio, and I'm like, damn, that's good. It is really good, though.
You know how we were talking about...
I hate Bruno Mars. Yeah, fact checker's right.
That one fucking actress the other week that we were like, she's not a bad actress. She's quite a good actress, but for some reason I just fucking hate everything she's in.
No. I mean, we did do that. I could have done it. You could have done
We
it. We
did
both
do
have.
this.
I just don't remember
It's
what.
Deacon Lockman? I don't know how to say her name.
What the fuck is that?
Look her up. Dichenlachman.
I gotta type Dicchen. Oh wow, it popped up. Dickon Lockman. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Bruno Mars.
She was an Aquamarine. Fucking where? But yeah, I think she's a great actress, but like for some reason, when her character's on screen, I'm just like,
I hate it.
I acknowledge like on surface level, written, it's like, wow, this is good, but like, I don't know what it is, but I become disinterested in whatever she's in.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think she's talented.
Yeah, it's just like I'm
weird.
just immediately like if I could go from engrossed to suddenly I'm okay with getting up and getting chips and salsa and missing a scene.
Right.
Like it's like a commercial. Like it's like,
I
all
almost
right,
feel
this
bad
is my
about
time.
it.
No, 100%. Because she's good at what she does. I just like I really don't know what it is. But that's how I feel about Bruno Mars, where I'm like objectively like you exhibit this type of style and there's talent here, but when you come on, I could busy myself with anything the fuck else.
Yeah, it's like I kind of have the same issue with like I don't know what it is. Like maybe I could hear the intent of the music, but like I just don't feel real artistry. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I feel the same way whenever I hear Bono sing. Like I can't hear the music when Bono sings. Like every time Bono sings, he's singing like he has his dick in his hands. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what that means. I know what you're saying about Bono. I don't get the dick in my hand. The dick in his hands.
It's all right. Like the way he sings, like listen to him and like you can see him just jerking it. Are you saying
he sings like he's using a shake weight?
No, he sings like he's like self-gratifying is what I'm saying. Okay. The exact thing I said. Not like he's pompous. Thank you, fact checker. I do mean dick in his hands though.
You like that? 100% yes.
But yeah, like I don't know. It's just like he's so into himself that I can't be like. There's not enough room for me to be into him. You know?
Yeah, he doesn't leave enough space for you to participate.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about Bruno Mars. But I do think Bruno Mars is better than Bono. I don't know what tangent this is.
I don't know where I am anymore. I've vanished into you.
I made so many no stupid questions. Are we not going to do any of them?
Can I tell you about 2 other people that made music that I was like, you still do stuff?
Yeah, sure, man.
I'm not going to talk about them, but Franz Ferdinand is one.
Yeah, of course they're still making music.
Okay, like, since fucking when, man? No, okay, you know what? Sorry, I looked them up. Since always. I just feel like I haven't listened to Franz Ferdinand since like 2005.
Do you not like Franz Ferdinand?
I'm not opposed to Franz Ferdinand. I just clearly haven't kept up with them. My other band that I was like, not wild, I guess, because they've made music recently also, but just, I was just kind of surprised that they're still relevant. The Wombats.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, I don't even feel like they're, I'll find a song and I'll send it to you because I don't even think their like most popular songs are the ones that I even am referencing.
Oh, did you ever listen to Heartworms?
No, but I had that on my list of people to listen to this week and I just didn't get to them. Because they just put out an album this year, right?
Her first album, yeah. I think it's just one girl, but like that album it's giving like if No Doubt got into goth rock instead. Goth rock, that's not metal, by the way. It's goth rock. Yeah. Completely different. But yeah, that album came out and I was listening to it nonstop and I really like it. It came close to scratching Ghost. But then Moonwalker's album came out and I'm like, well,
everybody
it's
got
no
fucked.
contest. It's these two are fighting it out right now. It's like fucking Godzilla versus King Kong, but King Kong's the size of Godzilla. Because normally King Kong's kind of small.
Yeah, just like a little bit
scale.
smaller.
Anyway,
so Gamage, no stupid questions?
Yeah. Do recovered alcoholics need to stay 100% dry for the rest of their lives, or can they have a beer once in a while with no issues?
No, so actually, the thing with recovering alcoholics is they have to do like a dry spell for a little while, and then it's kind of like vampirism when they're trying to like become immune to the scent of human blood, where you start with like introducing them to being like in the same room as it and then being able to smell it. And then you start with like a small drop and steadily increase that by like, a factor of 2 every day. And then eventually they can be back to their full drinking binge level, but with more control.
Yeah, if you get like a new recovered alcoholic who only has his like 2-week chip, you take him into a bar and he has the exact same look as like Robert Pattinson in Twilight, where he does like the uncomfortable
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, the
It's
like
literally that.
immediate plugging of the nose.
Yeah. The serious answer is that everybody's different. So some people can, some people can't.
Yeah.
It depends.
Some people can and some people absolutely should not. I'm so glad that you brought up Twilight, Kimmage.
Oh my god.
Because once a year,
I already brought up Twilight a couple
I know you brought it up towards the beginning.
I don't remember.
Bon Iver.
Yes, thank you. They did a song or something. Bon Iver.
So I do this thing once a year. I make my pilgrimage through the Twilight films because that's how I keep my white bitch card. I find it cheaper than going to a Starbucks every day or like to a Target and buying candles each week. So I just once a year watch those movies, and then I'm still like a white girl and I can order my pumpkin spice lattes whenever I want.
I mean, I think if you're just ordering a pumpkin spice latte anytime, that's enough to
that's enough to keep the card.
Garner membership.
Okay. But you know how in the second one, Bella's like a depressy spaghetti and is just a sad girl. Have you really never seen these?
No, I've watched them all.
Okay.
They're bad. Like,
yeah, no, they're bad. They're
not bad enough to do an episode on.
No.
Like, the only thing
the last one with the weird CGI baby, that's the worst. Like, that's it.
It's a CGI animatronic. They've tried to blend it, and it looks worse than doing one or the other, like by tenfold.
And there was just,
and then there's the
also
whole
had
grooming like subplot where
yeah.
the wolf guy's like, that baby, I'm in love with the baby, so the baby grows up immediately. There's nothing we could say that hasn't already been said about
and
it.
the rest of the series isn't like bad enough.
The well
to
is
be
dry.
The rest of it isn't
dry.
bad enough to be dumb, you know? Anyway,
Sure.
The only reason I brought this up is because when I was watching it this time, I was like, I feel like Bella got this really like bad rap because everybody was like, oh, she was like so depressed and sad after this man left her. But you know how fucking gaslit you would feel if somebody was like, it's gonna be like I never existed, and then they left, and you're the only fucking person that you know that knows that vampires were real, and if you talk to anybody about it, you know they're gonna think you're fucking insane. I wouldn't know how to deal with my life, so I don't blame her.
I mean, she obviously didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. I just mean like I watched it with new eyes this time and was like, you know what? I kind of get it.
I think the only thing I'm okay with Twilight about is like it always had a great soundtrack. Like Muse fucking
Paramore?
It propelled Muse's
yes, it did.
fame. Fact Checker is a big Edward fan though. I think she was on Team Edward.
Yeah, she said she really likes how the vampires were designed in that film and that she thinks it really stays true to the original intent behind Dracula.
Yeah, in fact when we first met, like she didn't have her room clean. She has an Edward doll like in there. I haven't seen it since.
Wait, is it like those pillows or is it like a full life-size doll?
No, it was like the like small action figure. I don't know what they are.
Oh, got it. Okay. Cuz I've seen those giant pillows before and those are just creepy.
A sparkly Barbie. Thank you, Fact Checker.
It was definitely
hers.
Team CGI baby.
Don't listen to anything she's saying. She was definitely on Team Edward and the doll was hers.
That's why she liked the CGI baby.
I don't know. You want to do a weekly recommendations? Really recommended like 20 artists.
Yeah, my weekly recommendation is going to be if you go back to the beginning of the episode, there's a lot. There's a lot of
Fact
them.
checkers on Team Robert Pattinson. I agree.
Who
Robert
the fuck
Pattinson
isn't?
is such a great act. Like
He's so good.
the start of his career was a waste.
Yeah.
Have you watched Mickey 17?
No, but I really want to. Have you? Is it good?
That currently I've watched a couple movies from this year. That is currently at the top of my list.
That excites
So
me because when I saw it, I was
books
like,
and movies too.
it could be like just okay, and I'd be fine with it because he's a good actor. But I was really hoping that it was going to be good, so I'm glad it has your seal of approval.
Reviews were kind of mixed, and a lot of people are saying it's a bad movie. But I watched it with blind eyes, without caring at all, because I don't.
How do you watch it with blind eyes?
I mean, like, you don't look up spoilers, you don't listen to reviews.
It's a joke.
You just go in and
it was
yeah,
a
you
joke.
just go in
Move
and decide
on.
if you. I know, but
I don't
the best
like
way
this.
to pierce a bad joke is with a serious answer. But honestly, like, I loved it. Like, he definitely did his voice, like the kind of higher pitched, not Robert Pattinson voice, like his character in that Ghibli movie that I didn't like.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm talking
something.
about.
The Boy and the Heron.
The Crane Swan. Yeah.
Crane Swan.
Yeah.
The guy who likes birds has described this as the Crane Swan.
Yeah, the Crane Swan.
Oh fuck.
It's a swan, but with like weird
But
long
a crane
legs.
swan.
And he doesn't. The swans aren't known for having it, so he just wobbles a lot. And he's like, I don't know how to walk. Like
I don't know what these are. What are these?
It's a really sad tale, actually. It's like the first half of Forrest Gump.
But a bird.
Anyway, so
Does
my
he also
music
like shrimp?
I mean, no, because then he just become a flamingo. Is a flamingo not just a crane swan that eats shrimp?
That's why I asked.
So, I didn't listen to your music recommendation from 2 weeks ago. I forgot all about that, and I don't care. But I listened to Spill Tab.
Yeah.
And Spill Tab was all right. Nothing really like set my loins on fire, as the saying goes.
Want to know about your loins?
But Fetish, Sante, and Loneliness Part 2 were like big stands out for me. Fetish is so raw and rough, it almost sounds like a bad song, but it's a good song.
But it's a
and that's
good
where I'm
song.
leaving that. Gamage Rabbit List is, if you don't know, is a weird playlist that my algorithm generated, so I'm going down the list in no specific order. Number 24 is the Crane Wives, a folky country Americana band that kind of fucking slaps. I already said earlier, like, if Crane Wives came out with an album this year, it would immediately be my favorite country folk album. They just have a really good sound, but it's like it does sound like live in a bar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
If that makes sense. You know, like the kind of bar you see in movies that are like by the side of the road and like there's always like a live band playing.
Yep.
That feels like this band, but I highly recommend them because like they're playing music that isn't even necessarily my kind of music. Like it does lean more into like folky country more so than other artists I've recommended. And like for some reason they do it way better.
All right.
I recommend The Hand That Feeds is incredible, has a great climax. That is my favorite song. And my other songs that I'm going to recommend are Curse and Tongue and Teeth, which are more popular of their songs, but also good. The Crane Wives is fantastic. Like I said, this list is in no particular order, but if it were, the Crane Wives would have been one of the first ones I would have talked about.
Nice. I'm so glad you said the word climax because the song that I'm recommending this week is called Horny. And it's by San Pancho, which is like kind of like Latin house music, I guess. But this particular song has like a bunch of like brass horn instruments in it. But it's Horny by San Pancho, and To Be Honest is the song that I'm going to recommend. San Pancho's a good artist. This song I think it's just a standalone. I don't think it has like a whole album associated with it at all. But yeah, San Pancho, and the song is Horny.
Fantastic.
Thank you for listening to all of our comedy this week. If you liked what you heard.
Like, where's she gonna go with this?
I didn't know where I was going with it, if you couldn't tell.
We did a comedy. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. We did a little. It was in there. It was an aftertaste. If you liked what you heard.
What do you think about the I'm gonna derail you. The controversy around the Sabrina Carpenter right now.
The Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know what controversy
Sabrina Carpenter
is happening.
So Sabrina Carpenter came out with a single, Man Child. It's pretty good. It's about a man child, a toxic masculine guy who's very emotionally immature. But she teased a new album that's coming out called I forget.
Is this about vanish into you?
No.
Are you having an Alzheimer's moment?
No, it's called like something about hold on.
Something about Bette Midler.
Yeah, something. What?
I don't know. It's just the first thing that came into my brain.
Man's Best Friend is the album. But it's Man's Best Friend, and like she's the album covers like her on all fours, and like a man's pulling her hair, and people, I don't know why, has been creating a lot of controversy behind it and a lot of discourse because they care so much about this. I don't know, but like some people have said like it's very misogynistic, which there is not untrue, and a lot of other people are saying like they think it's satire because it's kind of reminiscent of the album from This Is Spinal Tap. They have like the Smell the Glove, I think is what the bit is. Look it up or ask your parents. But I mean, people are saying it's misogynistic, but I also know that we don't know anything about the album. It could be satire. I don't know. It's not out yet. The only thing I know is this album cover, and the only song off of it is Man Child, which is about kind of emasculating somebody. So, look, I'm just saying that the people that are crying out about this, it's giving the same energy as people saying that Superman is bad woke trash, even though it's not out yet and we don't know anything about it.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
I don't know why I went on this rant. I just remembered Sabrina Carpenter.
Neither do I. So I'm just going to continue.
That album might fight for pop too. We'll see.
I'm going to continue as if you never started speaking. What you heard or just fucking hate us. Like and subscribe on whatever your most favoriteest podcasting place is. If you want us to talk about a thing, email us at whtpah@gmail.com, or you can follow us on We Have That Podcast at Home, all one word, on Instagram. Fact Checker posts reels and things. My brother thinks they're funny and he's a youth, so trust him. Or you can follow us at WHTPAH on Blue Sky. That's what on Blue Sky. Gamage once had a song that he liked introducing, but I think he ran out of steam for introducing it. So something swing, something Wyoming, something
Dude,
Walmart.
I have
something
a whole ass list of like song names with just something changed to swing. I have a whole thing of like random album titles. I just don't care anymore.
I know. That's why I
just
rolled through it.
I don't care.
Anyway, I've been more musically prepared than or as musically prepared as Gamage usually is, Rachel.
And this is my co-host on brand Rachel.
And this is my co-host on brand Gamage. And this has been We Have That Podcast at Home, because I'd like to leave now.
Hey, do you want to spin a wheel first?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get it now. I understand the pause. Man, I was so on top of it for like 3 seconds there. And next week we'll be tackling the illustrious and fine art of... I love that Gamage actually can hear this again. Wild card, motherfucker. It's whatever the fuck we want.
I only heard half of it because you clipped too high, but...
Okay,
wild card.
Further away from
so
the microphone.
Like, is that just 4 weeks of comedy? Because like... You're going to be here, so...
basically, yeah.
Maybe we'll do a movie. I don't know.
We'll see.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 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 Goodbye. Bye-bye.